Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Caleb. I'll be talking about BamBam's solo album and his single riBBon that just released yesterday. If you don't already know, he is a member of GOT7, a group that was in JYPE, and all the members left JYPE last year after they finished their contracts. Just giving you some details of how I got to know him and who he is. I basically got into GOT7 just like last year during when the pandemic started. I started listening to their songs You Calling My Name, and then Not Over the Moon, and then subsequently their last album before leaving JYPE, which was Breath of Love. Of all the group disbandments that I've seen so far, like in the time that since I've got into K-pop music, I think this has been one of the more like amicable ones. It's not really a disbandment per se, it's just that all of them collectively left JYPE. And also, they still did a song after, like together as a group after JYP, and released it under Warner Music Korea. And apparently they are gonna plan to do more songs together as a group in future, even though, mainly now they are doing solo activities in Korea or in US and wherever. But I think it's quite nice that, it just shows that, they have this unbreakable bond in terms of doing a music career together, not just being friends. And it brings you to question why, what went wrong with JYP and them, right? And there's been a lot of debate about, the way JYP Entertainment treated the group, especially towards the last few years before their, leaving JYP. Clearly, there was some proof of like mistreatment or imbalance in terms of the way JYP promoted them as compared to their female counterparts. Like I said in my Twice video, Twice, ITZY, and I mean, there's not really much of like say concrete proof. Like we don't have any statements from JYP like saying like whether it's true or not. If anything, they whatever fans that tried to raise some war against JYP, has been put down by JYP as far as I know. So so it's kind of just left in the air since then. But I'm really glad to see so far since all of them left JYP. All the members found their own rhythm and are doing things, being active in their in their solo careers, like BamBam, Yoon, jin-young, and then even their JB, their leader of the group, and then Jackson with his own music with 88 Rising. And clearly you can tell the styles are quite different, as compared to their image in GOT7. Especially some of them doing really hip-hop stuff, and then with Mark doing like something that's more R&B-ish, And then Jackson, I mean, he already did solo music during his time in JYP, so it's not like, say, that, like, whoa, whatever he's doing right now. But all the other members, all their solo material is like, so far, it's just like, interesting, you're seeing a different side of them, that's for sure. And which was not brought out while they were in JYP, which I just, it's kind of sad, like why, somehow things were suppressed or, And then even Young Jae, he has like so many like fashion shoots and all that, and it's just seeing a total different side of him that, at least for me, I never got to see while they were as a group under JYP. So it's quite interesting, the trajectory of, this group, and even though they have departed, but they have not disbanded, that's so great. And they are all, like I said, still in the music industry, still have a love to create music, to do art, to be a role model, and all owning their various rights in their, whatever industry that specific things that they want to do. Today, we're gonna watch and talk about BamBam's album, riBBon. When he was in JYP, he did release a single, with a Thai artist called Make It Right. but I don't think it was ever, promoted excessively under, or even promoted at all under JYPE. So it's not really like overseen. I wouldn't count that as his debut. I would count this one more as his debut, and especially it's an EP from him. So under his being signed to a biz company. Yeah, so that's really interesting. Even when I was seeing all the solo promotion material, I think it's similar in trajectory of like BI, where he had also highlight medleys and then a lot of different photo shoots, a whole album rollout with like photo cards and all that, and then even with visuals to accompany the lead up to the album. So I think it's really good that they focus a lot on that, especially because this is his first album, and you just want to build off the success, because it felt like the last album, JYP just didn't really do much to it, like didn't really promote it much. The music videos lacked budget in comparison to their previous music videos. It was just like kind of like a throwaway thing, like, okay, you're gonna leave us already, let's just do last one for the road, just for you, and then be done with you. The kind of vibe. So I have a feeling that at this point the kind of hype or like attention to GOT7 kind of died down a little, but now with members coming back as solo artists, it's really key to do a full promo, at least, even if you can't go on music shows, at least do it online and spread the word. Yeah, so I think that's really good on that part. And seeing his the whole album track list, it's really great. He is also very hands-on with his artistry. I believe even when he was under JYP in GOT7, he did self-direct things, write songs and compose things. So this is just a continuation. It's not like the first time we're seeing this from him, but I'm glad seeing the credits for the track list. It is pretty certain that he is at least 50% of effort in the album, be it lyric writing, a few of the songs being composed by him. Yeah, and clearly this, I feel like this is his kind of music that he wants to create for himself, and I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm getting like pop, R&B vibes from it, which I think totally suits his, the personality that he has been portraying so far as a, a K-pop idol. So I just can't wait. I've seen the teaser for it. Yeah, it's really high budgeted, and I'm really appreciative of that, because a biz company, they acquired Make Us Entertainment, which is housing Sunmi, just a while back, and then like BamBam is basically their like first artist since their acquisition. So I think it is really good that even though they have a very new footing in this industry, having just acquired something but then having not done any music related things in the past before that, and then going full effort for his debut solo album. So I so thankful for that, and really see how this translates. And clearly so far, as of my filming right now, it hit #1 on the worldwide iTunes album chart, and he's the first male soloist to achieve a Genie Roof hit this year. So kudos to him, it's a good start for his solo career, and let's see how all this, the album, the song, the track list, all represents him, and I would love to see him grow as a solo artist. Before I get into it, it's interesting to note that he's a Thai, and he grew up dancing, singing, and being in a dance crew with Lisa from Blackpink. And he got his footing into JYP because he passed the World Tour audition when he was 13. And then so since then it's just been like up and up, where he's become a K-pop idol, and here we are with his debut album. I love to see a lot of incorporation of his dance roots, and of course bring in the lyrical, the singing. I love his, again, rap / singing kind of vocals that he did. for Breath and Last Piece. I really love that vocal from him, so I would love to hear him do that, or actually explore more, you know, maybe do more ballad-like vocals. Who knows? Let's see how it goes. So first we'll go with riBBon, the music video, and then we'll go into the track list of things. Yes, I love the upbeatness. Yeah, this pastel color scheme totally fits him. Especially the makeup, the hair. Oh, love it. I love the very... It gives a bit of the GOT7 kind of a sound. Light-hearted pop melody. Ooh, I love that. The let me roll, let me move it. This part gives me a bit of like GOT7's one of their music videos where they have this kind of colors, a bit like streetwear kind of vibe. What's that song? I can't remember. Oh, Hard Carry, I think. The visuals, not the sound. The sound is quite different. Yep, the rap singing kind of vocals. That's what I'm saying. Like, I love that. The film-like quality with the, you know, the borders like this. It's an aesthetic, but I don't really see a point in that. I think they could have just gone with, you know, a total letting us see the whole thing, because I don't think it serves any much purpose beyond that. Because it looks very cinematic, and I think going without that border would bring us more into his world that way. This is definitely a playlist for me. I like this song. This sound is totally my vibe here. I like a bit of like hip-hop elements in it with the, you know, the ad-libs on top. But yet it's not in the kind of dark side of things. It's kept very light-hearted, which fits his personality. And I guess it's just an outro piece. And then we end with like a credit scene, I guess. I like it when they do, you know, credits like this, giving, you know, I mean, it may be just for aesthetic purposes, but I appreciate when, you know, any K-pop artist or agency does add the credits at their back to. Yeah, I mean, it's time to give more credit also to like people who create all the videos too. There are a lot of sets in this music video, and it's a good start to his debut career, like solo career. Wow, I like the song. Personally, I like the song. I think it fits his vocals, like it fits his personality too. I think in terms of his creative vision, I would take this as, you know, this is perhaps how he wants to frame himself to be, at least presenting himself as a solo artist. Very GOT7, I would say. It's like the sound is so Breath of Love era energy to me, but somehow with his flavor, like I said, with the rap / singing kind of vocals, and then also this addition of like hip hop element meshed with, you know, this, I would say, a bit of bubblegum pop kind of a sound, but yeah, it's very pop radio friendly, I would say, but yet I think it might sound a little too generic for me, but I get it because, you know, it's the title track. The title track should be something that's most appealing to the GP, the general public, and playable across a lot of different platforms multiple times. And not saying there's other music isn't, but you know, it should have the most playable quality. So I understand that. I'm guessing that probably in the album itself we'll hear more of his distinct sound. Not sure, maybe be in writing or, you know, maybe in the singing. Yeah, but it's a good start. It's a good start. It's a safe route in terms of, you know, the musicality of it. You know. Yeah, he wrote the lyrics to it. Okay, I mean, and oh, he composed it as well. Okay, that's really great. I just feel like it's a little bit too generic of a track for me. Like it could have added more elements to it to make it unique to his own. maybe give it, you know, not just have it all singing, maybe one part that's full-on rap, or some more high notes, you know, towards the end. Yeah, because it sounds quite like, oh, you know, this kind of track. The kind of genre this track is pretty, you know, it's just reflective of that genre, but it doesn't really explore much beyond that. But that's it. Let's get into the track list. So we have first intro, Pandora, riBBon, Look So Fine, Air, Under the Sky. So we'll just go with the intro first. I'm not sure whether there's anything being said or sung. It's not composed or produced by him, but let's see how it sounds like. I mean, it's interesting that they do some like intro thing. I mean, typically I don't think it's like, even though if it's like the first track on the album, for a K-pop album, you typically already name it something like something else other than intro. Oh yes, I remember this being presented in the highlight medley where, you know, it's like the moon and then the astronaut. I wonder how this fits into that sound, and like how it's gonna shift into riBBon, which is very bubblegum pop, and you know, and then after riBBon goes, you know, see where it leads to after that. Ooh, I guess I get why it's called intro instead of like an actual, like a name for a track, because it just is just something like atmospheric and leads you into the album. Yeah, the element of that digitization of the sound, interesting. It sounds like an instrumental more like, and less of like a song. I mean, I can imagine this if it was a solo concert, this would be like the literal intro to him coming out onto the stage. Like maybe like some montage showing. I don't know, maybe I just feel like I can do it without it. I don't really see much of a purpose of the intro track. It just feels like an instrumental, more like really. Oh, it ends that way. Okay. Now we go to the second track, Pandora. Ooh. Bit darker tones. Yeah, this is a complete different side. I would say this is more indicative of something unique from him as compared to riBBon. Actually, I would have loved to see a music video for this, less of rhythm, because rhythm seems quite predictable. Like in terms of, because it's very GOT7 in nature, but this is definitely very different. Oh, build up. Okay, I wonder what the drop is going to be like. Ooh, this drop. I don't know how this and riBBon, how this falls into riBBon directly, you know. Because it's so like polar opposites of the sound, you know. Oh, I have never heard him sing this way. This is just rap singing, but it's definitely more, there's a flow to it that is unique to him. I would have wished that this was the title track. This is also pop radio friendly. You know, it ticks the right boxes of what the main title track should be, but I feel like this is more unique to him. And I can imagine a killer dance choreography during the breakdown here. And then with the whistle, you know, you could probably like, I don't know, do a signature movement. Okay, it's a little bit repetitive in the lyrics, but I think this is just indicative of what this genre of music is like. I wish the last drop could have been more special. Like, you know, in terms of, you know how with K-pop songs, their dance break at the end, the last break, like typically the breakdown sounds a little more scratched up or like different from the breakdowns before that. In the first chorus, after the first chorus and the second chorus. I really do think that track should have been the title track, not really riBBon. riBBon feels too safe for me, but I think in terms of GOT7 fans getting into his music, riBBon is definitely a better song in that sense. But for me to see, like, because I want to see him as just a solo artist, more of a solo artist, and see what his music is. And I would say the title track is important to show your artistry. And you know, surprise people, you know, if it's something different, which clearly is. Pandora is such a different side to him as far as I know, and I would love to see that. Yeah, because I would say that song appeals more to the Western public as compared to riBBon. riBBon is more like Korea, Asia audiences would probably get into it, as compared to Pandora, which is something more Western, hip-hop sounding. Yes. But now let's get into Look So Fine. Since riBBon's the third track, so Look So Fine is the next track after it. Is it going to follow in the same route out of riBBon, or is it going to go different? Let's check it out. Okay, I think it's very, yeah, it's following from riBBon, that's for sure. Okay, I remember that in the highlight melody too, this part. Okay, it's a good transition from riBBon, I would say. As compared to Pandora to riBBon, the jump was quite big. Yeah. I would say Look So Fine could have been before riBBon to lead us into riBBon, you know what I'm saying? Because Look So Fine seems like the in-between of both realms of genre of music. Not too much of a dark tone, but also not too much of a bright tone to it. I am very iffy about when it comes to like over auto-tuned vocals, where you can literally hear the, you know, the distinction between the notes. But for this one, okay, they are not really applying it for like the whole entire melody, so okay, I get the stylistic purpose of it in the track. This definitely is exploring the more hip-hop side of him. Oh, I love that melody that goes down, you know, and then you can hear his low voice. Oh, his low voice is good. I can imagine him collaborating with like artists that do this kind of music, like, you know, like having a rapper on his track, you know. Oh, interesting. I don't know about the lyrics though. It seems very self-praising kind of lyrics, but okay. I guess some self-confident kind of song, but I mean, by all means go for it, right? Yeah, not bad of a track, right? Like I feel it would make more sense to fit that in between Pandora and riBBon. Let's go with Air. Is it gonna be light-hearted like the name suggests? Okay, dreamy kind of a sound, I would say, because they have the vocals going from year to year. Interesting. I like that. I like the use of it, you know. Yo, who is saying that, like, in the background? Yeah, it's definitely very like, even with the instrumentation, it's like kind of muffled keys, and then like a bit of xylophone kind of instrumentation to it. I like that. I wish the beat was less hard-hitting, because it seems to be one to present itself more like light and not so heavy in the beat, you know. It seems to have a contrast that like it doesn't mesh well together. If the beat wasn't that like loud in terms of the mixing, and then also less bassy, I would say. I hope that, yeah. I feel like the trajectory of like this as a track list, because you know, typically track list would have a certain flow to it, and I feel like the choice lies more with the sound of the songs, less of the lyrics. Yeah, at least for me, that's how I see it. I mean, let me know if this is also what you think, or do you feel that the lyrics has also a certain trajectory in their storytelling? But I feel it's more of the sound, because you know, since riBBon, it kind of just is going like it's like the dust is settling kind of a sound to it. Oh, the ticking clock towards the end. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now we proceed the last track on the EP, Under the Sky. It's a closing track, so probably expecting it to be even more mellow, or like maybe ballad style, who knows. Okay, keys coming in. Oh, seems very like your OST soundtrack energy to me. So it's like a ending of a relationship, I guess. Yeah, like I said, with the whole flow of the album, it's more of the sound than the lyrics, at least to me. Maybe there's some thing with the lyrics going on because "Look So Fine" and "Air" sounds like, you know, you're on cloud nine and, you know, you're getting to know someone and you're serenading someone, and then now it's like more melancholic and nostalgic, and might give me a vibe that, oh, maybe it's kind of they broke up, or oh, this is not the end. Okay, I like this side of him too. I think this is also a good, like, unique side of him that I have not heard from him before. So it's either Pandora or Under the Sky for me in terms of the what I would consider as a better title track. Because all these songs on this album has good replay value. That's undeniable. But as to what should be the title track, I would say this one or Pandora. But I'm more inclined to like Pandora. Pandora reflects the hard-hitting beats in this album as compared to Under the Sky, which is more ballad-like, and then, you know, the genre is kind of just far off from the rest of the songs on this album. Like the echoes in the, you know, it's very in the nature of an OST or like a ballad song. Oh, the key changes, very in the nature of a ballad. Ooh, and then this improvisation from the electric guitar. I can imagine this being done live, and then he's just singing with a mic on a chair or something, and then, you know, this guitarist doing that. I think this album is enough for like let's say a mini concert, and then he can have intro literally as his intro, and then this song as a closing of the entire concert. If it were like, you know, an actual mini album concert. I like the layering. So far, all the songs on this album, the layering of the vocals is very thorough and very thought through. Like, none of it sounds very like filler track where they just slap on like a main melody vocal and then the instrumentation, that's it. Or like, you know, one or two applets and fine. You know, this, every song, they dive deep into like the thickness of the layerings of every song. So I appreciate that, the effort. Yeah, that's sweet. I think the first, like, Pandora, riBBon, I mean, taking away the intro, Pandora, riBBon, Look So Fine, Air seem very close together in terms of the sound, whereas Under the Sky is just like, you know, it fits an outro track, that's for sure, but it sounds like it doesn't fit cohesively very well. But if you think about it, if I think about it as, you know, from riBBon, Look So Fine, Air, Under the Sky, okay, it flows in terms of the way the instrumentation or the production of the song or the sound of it works, like it's kind of like winding down. But then I feel like Pandora and riBBon have this, it's like a sudden jump, like it's a bit too drastic, where like maybe Pandora could have been, yeah, there could have been something in between Pandora and riBBon to ease into that sound. Or Pandora could have been the title track, and I wouldn't really see much of a complaint there, because Pandora is a very unique sounding, in terms of closer to like giving BamBam a very unique sound and a unique vocal quality to him. Yeah, and showing that unique side of him. Yeah, so yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Let me know if you agree with my ideas, or you felt that riBBon was the best, you know, title track, and that all these songs on the track list fit together in some way in terms of lyric writing, songwriting, sound wise. Do let me know. Yeah, I would love to. to get your input on this. So now we'll go into the live performance of the song, as I always do with the my commentary videos, and let's see what kind of staging is he gonna do. And apparently I think he did do a live performance for all the songs on the album, but I will just be watching the riBBon dance performance on his showcase. Okay, the playback is really loud. I would have loved to hear him more. But I love the styling. It fits with his, because he's very lanky and very tall, so this dressing is really fitting for him. And then his hair, the dye, the color is exactly the same as his microphone. I think the aesthetic on the aesthetic side is very, like pastel, I mean, as opposed to his outfit. His outfit is black and white checkered, so I would love to hope that he goes on music shows for this, but I don't think he would be, like as with all the, artists that leave major labels and major industries, agencies. They just don't appear on music shows after that. But it definitely looks fit for a music show, Oh, I didn't notice that actually that use of an actual motorcycle revving up sound there. There's an interesting touch to it. It definitely shows his dance side, with the choreography. A lot of like hand and feet coordination kind of movements. A lot of jumping around, that's for sure. I guess riBBon is more like a gift, like you're wrapping a gift, or like you are the gift for someone. Yeah, I can't really hear him in terms of his live vocals here. But I guess with the excessive dancing, that's, nothing wrong with that. I would love to see some like more interpretative dance movements. Yeah. But I think it's good. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, so with that said, this is the end. After seeing this whole, body of work from him, his first body of work from him since leaving JYPE, I think it's a good step. Like, it was well packaged, well promoted. Like, I mean, the pre-promotion wise, and it's well thought out. That's for sure. Even though they, it's just been only a few months since he left JYPE and got signed to Abyss, but you can really tell the quality in every song. Like every song was done, with a specific angle in mind, and in terms of the instrumentation, the production is really, really thick and layered, and I love those kind of things. But yeah, for me, it was a direction of what would be the better title track for the album, and for him as a solo artist showing himself to the world or like a wider audience as on his own. I would have preferred Pandora, but tell me, if you feel the same way, or you're okay with riBBon, or you rather some other song that was the title track. But other than that, I think it's a good step. I would love to see where he goes on with this sound next. Definitely, I hope he explores more beyond this GOT7 sound of where riBBon gave. And definitely, I'll also be keeping out for other GOT7 artists, members, especially with Yu-Gi-Oh's debut album coming out tomorrow, and his single that dropped a few days ago. Catch you on that one, and please do let me know in the comments below what you think. And yes, with that said, thank you very much for checking out my video. Catch you all on the next one.